Hi, and welcome to English-Fabule. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
Imagine you walk into a big store like Walmart. You want to buy food for your family. Usually, the prices are low. But today is different. You pick up some beef. Yesterday, it cost maybe $9. Today, it costs almost $14. That is a big jump. You see lettuce. It is now 30% more expensive. Your box of morning cereal also costs more, maybe $2 extra. Everything is suddenly very expensive. Walmart is famous for its everyday low prices. People expect to pay less money there. But now that famous promise is gone. The store is in trouble. The company is losing a lot of money, $25 billion in one recent time period. Because of this big loss, Walmart must make changes. The company says it will close some important buildings that help move goods to stores. This means many workers will lose their jobs, maybe 50,000 people for a time. Why is this happening? Why are prices so high? Why is Walmart losing so much money? The main reason is new taxes on goods that come into the country from other places. These new taxes are called tariffs. The current president made these new rules for trade. These tariffs make it more expensive for companies like Walmart to buy things from other countries. Then, Walmart must charge more money to people who buy things in the store. This problem starts with the new taxes from the current president. 2. A new rule for trade. The president made a big decision about trade. He signed a new rule. This rule was called the Liberation Day tariffs. It put an extra tax on most things coming into the country, starting on a specific day. This tax was 10% for many goods. So, things from other countries cost 10% more when they reached America. But for products from China, the tax was much higher. It was 145% on most goods from China. This made Chinese products very, very expensive for buyers in America. The new rule also added taxes on goods from Europe. And companies in Korea faced new taxes too. For example, Korean car companies had a 25% tax on cars sent to America. This rule caused problems very quickly for businesses everywhere. Many factories and businesses in other countries sell their products to America. Suddenly, their work became difficult because of the new costs. A factory in China that made toys for a big American store saw its orders go down a lot right after the rule began. The high tax of 145% made it too costly for the American store to buy as many toys. So, the factory had to make many fewer toys. They had to cut how much they produced. This meant less work for the factory and worry for the people who worked there. Companies in Europe felt the impact too. Businesses in Germany that sent cars to America were unsure about what would happen next with sales. In Korea, car makers worried about losing sales in the American market because of the new 25% tax. This new trade rule made it very hard and costly for businesses outside America to sell there. It created serious issues for many companies and their workers around the world almost immediately. The Liberation Day tariffs quickly changed how international trade worked. This change was a big challenge for many global businesses that sell to America. They knew that sending goods to America was now much different and more difficult. The very high tax rates, especially the 145% on Chinese goods, made it much harder to sell. This new rule by the president had a large and fast effect. It affected companies, factories, and people's jobs in many countries that trade with America. People started to see the big impact of this new trade rule around the world. 3. The supply chain is broken. The new taxes caused big problems for moving goods. This system of moving things from place to place is called the supply chain. The supply chain started to break badly. First, the cost to ship products across the ocean went up a lot. Before, sending a large container from Asia to America cost about $3,500. Then it jumped to $6,500 in just a few weeks. That is almost double the price. Experts warned the price could go even higher soon, maybe to $8,500. Ships had problems too. There were delays. Sometimes shipments were late by half a month. Also, many containers were left empty and stuck in wrong places because of these problems. This made it very hard and slow to send goods where they were needed. For many years, stores like Walmart used a system called just-in-time. This system brought products to stores only when they were needed. It worked fast and saved money. But the delays, higher costs, and problems at the ports made the just-in-time system stop working right. When the system broke, store shelves began to look empty. Walmart is a very large company that brings in many goods on ships. They admitted there were hours when trucks waited for products at the ports, and because of this, the shelves in stores were sometimes bare. People saw this when they went shopping, sharing pictures online of the empty areas. Companies also needed places to keep their goods while they waited for the problems to clear. This meant they needed much more warehouse space. The cost for warehouse space went up very fast. For special storage places that keep goods before taxes are paid, the rent became 4 times higher. For normal storage, the cost went up 60% in a short time, just 3 months. All these extra problems and costs added up quickly. The higher price for shipping across the sea and for storing goods on land meant companies had to pay much more money to get their products. Companies did not pay these costs themselves. They added the extra money to the prices of products in the stores that people bought. Economists looked at the situation across the country. They said that because of these new costs on businesses, American families might have to pay about $1,000 extra each year for things they buy. A leader at Walmart, John David Rainey, said that store prices would start to rise at the end of May and then go up even faster in June. Things like meat, outdoor furniture, and even car seats for children would cost more money now. This meant Walmart's famous promise of everyday low prices was shaken. The problems in the supply chain were directly hurting people's wallets and making everyday items more expensive for everyone. 4. Walmart closes its doors. A secret paper from Walmart was shared. It was a shock. The paper said Walmart had a plan. This plan meant the company would temporarily close 10 important buildings. These buildings are very big, more than 800,000 square feet each. They are called distribution centers. They work all the time, day and night, to send products to Walmart stores across the country. Because 10 of these big centers will close, about 50,000 workers will lose their jobs. This is not forever, but it is for a period of time. Their jobs will stop starting on June the 30th. The centers are in different states, like California, Florida, Texas, and Illinois. Each center has over 1,000 regular workers, plus others. So 50,000 jobs stopping is a very big number. Walmart said it had to close these centers to stop losing so much money. The company is paying a lot more now for goods and shipping. The supply chain is slow. Store shelves are sometimes empty. These problems are happening because of the new high taxes on goods coming into the country. When people heard about the job losses and closures, they became very angry. Many people started a plan online. They called for people to not shop at Walmart for 72 hours. They wanted to show they were unhappy. Governments in the local areas where the centers are located were also very worried. These centers are important for their towns. They give many jobs to local people and bring tax money. For example, in one town in Florida, one center gives 9% of all the tax money for the town. Losing this money is a big problem for the local government. These temporary closures show how serious the problems are for Walmart and the country. With half of its main storage places closed for a time, Walmart cannot get goods to stores as quickly. It used to take about 2 days to restock stores. Now it can take 5 to 7 days. This makes it hard to keep prices low every day. The closing of these centers is a big event. It shows that the high costs and problems with getting goods are really hurting big companies and many workers. It is a clear sign that the situation caused by the new trade rules is very difficult. 5. Small businesses are in trouble. The new taxes on goods coming into the country hurt more than just the biggest stores. Many smaller businesses are also facing big problems. These small companies make things that big stores like Walmart sell. When the big stores have trouble, it affects their suppliers too. For example, in Florida, a small sewing factory made uniforms. This factory used to send thousands of uniforms to Walmart every month. But when Walmart canceled its orders, the factory had to close its doors. The owner said that just one phone call from Walmart was enough to cause the factory to stop. This problem is not just in one place. Across the ocean, a factory that made toys had to cut its production a lot. This was because companies in America stopped buying toys from them due to the new taxes. The toy factory also had to let go of many workers. Other small businesses that make goods for big stores were asked to lower their prices. It became very hard for them to make money. The problems spread to companies that help move goods. Trucking companies that carry products to and from big stores are losing business. When large distribution centers, like some that work with Walmart, close for a time, the truck drivers have less work. Some drivers have to drive their trucks with nothing inside or do not get paid. One problem leads to another, like falling dominoes. Small companies have less money coming in. They find it hard to pay for things like insurance or even pay their workers on time. Many are asking for more time to pay back loans. Experts worry that many small businesses might have to close, more than in a long time. The system that connects factories, trucks, warehouses, and stores is not working well. Even small shops near big warehouses are reporting that they have fewer customers and less money. When a big warehouse stops working, all the small companies that worked with it face difficulties. It shows that the new taxes hurt many parts of the economy, not just the largest ones. Tens of thousands of jobs in small companies might be lost because of these problems. 6. Walmart's big new plan. Walmart had a big problem because of the high taxes. Things coming into the country cost much more. So the company made a new large plan. They called it Project Reset. They hoped this plan would help them deal with the high costs and problems. This plan had important parts. One big part was moving its business away from China. Before, Walmart bought many things, maybe more than half, from China. But the new high taxes on goods from China were a very big cost for Walmart. So they started working fast to buy products from other countries. They started signing new deals with factories in places like Vietnam, India, and Cambodia. They hoped these countries would have lower taxes on their goods when they arrived in America. Another part of the plan was to make more products in the United States. Walmart plans to build new factories here. This idea was called Made in Heartland. They started putting money into this plan, like getting money from selling $5 billion worth of bonds. They plan to spend $350 billion over the next 10 years to make more goods in America. This includes making things for homes and electronics here. Making things closer to their stores in America could help them avoid high taxes on imports. It could also help them get products to stores much faster, maybe in just a few days instead of weeks. Walmart also decided to use new technology as a secret weapon. They invested in a smart computer system using AI. They called this system Link 16. This system is very smart. It looks at lots of information all the time. It checks shipping prices, weather, and the tax rules at different ports. It can then quickly find the best ways to send goods. It tries to avoid delays and extra fees caused by the taxes. Walmart believed this smart system could save them $600 million every year by finding better ways to move their products. However, this big plan, Project Reset, faced difficulties. Moving business from one country to others is not fast or easy. Building new factories also takes a lot of time and money. The biggest problem was the taxes themselves. The rules about taxes could change often. The president's actions, or even just talking about changing taxes, could make Walmart's supply chain map change fast, sometimes in just 72 hours. This made it hard for Walmart's big plan to be certain. Wall Street analysts warned that if taxes kept changing, building factories in America could become very expensive for Walmart, making the company pay more because of the trade problems. So Walmart was trying many new things with Project Reset. They were changing where they got products, investing in making things in America, and using smart computers. But the success of this huge plan depended on what the government did next with the taxes on goods from other countries. The future for Walmart's plan was not yet clear. 7. The world is watching. The news about Walmart's problems quickly spread. People around the world were watching. The stock market showed that investors were worried. Walmart's stock price fell greatly. The company lost many billions of dollars in value. This made other big companies that move goods, like FedEx and UPS, also lose money. Their stock prices went down too. These transport companies faced hard times. Some had to lay off workers. Some closed locations. People who invest money became scared. They took their money out of companies that were linked to trade and transport. The whole system seemed to be shaking. At the same time, countries outside America were not happy. They were angry about the new taxes the president put on their goods. Countries like Canada and Mexico said they would put their own taxes on American goods. This would make things difficult for American companies selling to them. The countries in the European Union were also angry. They said a lot of their trade with America was now at risk. They also threatened to add their own taxes if America did not stop the new rules. They even set a date for this to happen. These reactions from other countries made the trade problems bigger. It seemed like the situation was getting worse for everyone. The threat of more taxes from other countries meant the trade war could grow. This made investors and businesses even more nervous. The world was waiting to see what would happen next. 8. What is the final price? This story shows a big fight between the president and large companies like Walmart. The president made a new rule with high taxes on goods from other countries. This rule caused many problems. The new taxes are not just numbers on paper. They mean real things for people every day. Prices in stores went up. Food and clothes became more expensive for families. This makes life harder for many people. The new taxes also hurt jobs. Companies like Walmart had to close places and workers lost their jobs, at least for a time. Small businesses that worked with Walmart also had trouble, and some closed. This problem is not only inside the country. Other countries are angry about the taxes. They might make their own taxes. This makes it hard for companies to sell things to them. It hurts business for everyone. So the situation looks like a lose-lose for all sides. Workers are affected, businesses struggle, and relationships with other countries are difficult. The big question now is, what will the president decide to do? Will he stop these taxes, or will he continue this difficult situation? It will change things for many people and businesses. What do you think will happen next?
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.